Hello. This is something different. Something I hadn't done with the Aerostar yet. We are going to do a full flight today, a short flight, but we'll do everything from takeoff to landing to parking. So of course this will be a longer video. I might not have I might not be talking all the time, but still we will do it as I usually do it. So not many changes to my usual approach, other than I'll try to describe what I'm doing. And yeah, we are in Dushanbe. We are in Dushanbe, Tajikistan, the capital of Tajikistan, and we are going to fly south to a city called Bokhtar, also in Tajikistan, not very far away. So let me show you the flight plan, which is not this, it is this. It is a short flight, so Uniform Tango Delta Delta to Uniform Tango Delta Tango. And so here is Dushanbe, here is Bokhtar, and it's basically assuming ATC gives us this route, which is not necessarily the case. We'll just fly this departure and go straight to the arrival and landing, but we do have to cross some mountains and then descend, so there should be some sort of adventure. Also the meter, the weather at the destination might be a little bit complicated, so we are here. Let me just configure Volanta. So we have our flight following, and also here. Wait, what? Let me start this. Maybe it's... the sim link is running, so... What is the problem? Well, anyway, we don't really need this to... This has happened before, because Symlink is here. Oh, it's Symlink itself that it's bugged. Let me close it. What is a flight without some technical issues, right? Oh well, we won't worry about that. Seems to work for Volanta, so we should be fine. So anyway, we are here at our Aerostar, our dirty Aerostar. So I will go to the AFB. We don't need to refuel it. It's got plenty of fuel. But we'll wash the plane. I actually see now the dirt is all gone. I like to do it at larger cities, which I can pretend there is a kind of a better service. So anyway, let's do the walk around in Flight Sim 2024. It's not very complicated for the Aerostar. Remove the shocks, come close to the left engine here. check the oil. Oil is fine. We don't need to check the fuel tanks because we haven't refueled. Just a little wiggle on the aileron. And here is the luggage compartment. And down here we can check for water in the fuel tanks. If you know the command sheet, it's the same procedure. Remove the pitot coverway up here. Remove the tie down. Check elevators. Check rudder. I don't usually check the lights, there's no need. Come back here, check the right aileron. Final chock. And come over here. Check the right engine oil, which is also fine. Again, this when you install the Aerostar, you can choose a new plane, an used plane, or an auction plane, which might be static port is clean. And I go for new, to be honest. I'm okay with having failures and problems, but I don't want this to happen often. So anyway, we open the door, walk around is complete, and Shift C, we are in the cockpit. And now we begin to turn this thing on. First thing I do, parking brake is set, gear lever is down, flaps are up. We can check the circuit breakers, which again they do pop out. See? So you need to check if everything is fine. Everything is fine. And now we can start turning it on. So we turn on the battery. Check fuel levels. Turn on the beacon lights. And we turn on the right engine first, because the right engine is also the one that controls mostly the hydraulic system. How do we do it? There are at least 3 different checklists that I know of to turn the engines on the Aerostar, and I follow one, and it's not exactly the one that comes with the aircraft here. All the checklists are here, but the way I do it, and it always works, is again props to full. They say crack the throttle, but I go at least 1/3, even half the throttle. And now we check, not the magnetos, fuel on. Crossfeed back to on. We turn on the hydraulic pump, which tests for a little bit. We can test the annunciators as well. We turn on the right fuel pump, and then you see fuel flow, fuel pressure is up. And we put full mixture for about 5 seconds. And then you get fuel flow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mixtures back to idle. What I do that's different from the checklist, I turn off the fuel pump. Then we go to starter. And fuel and mixtures all the way up to full engine it stutters a little bit, it sputters a little bit, so we bring mixtures back down, RPM back to about 1,000, and we turn off the right alternator, and we'll repeat the procedure for the left engine. So full props, a little bit of throttle, of this, test the fuel, crossfeed on, fuel pump on, get fuel pressure, which is different. This one goes to full, this one does not, but anyway. 5 seconds full mixture, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, mixture back to idle, fuel pump off, starter, and we add fuel. There we go. We have noisy engines going, so we close the door. Back with mixture, back with throttle, left alternator. So now we can start turning on the avionics, autopilot. We can test it over here. We turn on nav lights, we put on the headphones, and ta-da, noise reduction. Things are much quieter. There is a VOR on Bokhtar, although the departure wants us, no, it goes from 114.5, so we'll tune that one over here. And we are in the Dushanbe tower, but while it's setting up, we can already listen to the ATIS.
Read back all hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact, you have information India. Dushanbe Airport information India, 0945 Zulu. Wind variable, temperature 16, dew point -10. QNH 1020, temperature 09. Dew point, landing and departing runway 27. Transition level 100. Read back all hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact, you have information India.
So what we got here was the QNH 1020. Transition level 100. Okay, we right on time. The engine is warming up, and we can start programming our route, which is quite simple. First we get traffic going. That traffic map going like this. And now I usually like, I mean, it's not very complicated because I don't do very long flights, so I don't mind.
Dushanbe Tower, Solomon Air Hotel Foxtrot, NDB Zulu runway 27.
Solomon Air Hotel Foxtrot, Dushanbe Tower, runway 27 cleared to land.
We do have traffic.
Runway 27 cleared to land. Solomon Air Hotel Foxtrot.
All aircraft be advised information Juliet now current, QNH 1020.
So it's Juliet now. Bokhtar, which is our destination, used to be known as Kurgun Tepe until 5 years ago or so. The only main waypoint in our way is Octab, so we'll add that. So there we go, we have a route. See, it's very close, it's only about 40 miles, but we'll see how this goes. Tower CCI-7 with information Juliet ready for clearance.
Charlie Echo, Charlie India 27, Dushanbe Tower, information Juliet correct. Expect runway 27, Octave 7 departure. Squawk 3355.
Expect runway 27, Octave 7 departure, squawk 3355 CCI-7.
Charlie Echo, Charlie India 27, read back correct. Call me back when ready for start or taxi.
Roger, CCI-7. So I turn off the last few things I didn't turn on, I mean. And we can get going. Octave 7, right? Let me just confirm. Yeah. So now we have a little bit more of a flight plan. It's a bit involved, so we turn left at 500, 8,000 feet towards Tuvan, I believe. Is that? Yeah. Anyway, see, this is the traffic coming toward us, but we can request taxi now. Tower CCI-7, taxi to runway 27.
Charlie Echo, Charlie India 27, runway 27, taxi at pilot's discretion.
Taxi to runway 27 at pilot's discretion, CCI-7. Oh, there he is. Just wait for him to land. I believe that's the Tajik.
Salmon Air Hotel Foxtrot, exit right at Alpha.
Exit right at Alpha. Salmon Air Hotel Foxtrot.
And we are taxiing. I do not use the nose steering feature of the Aerostar because I do not have rudder pedals. I use control rudder with the joystick. I use a Winwing Ursa Minor joystick, which is very good.
Salmon Air Hotel Foxtrot, ramp 2 taxi via Alpha.
Ramp 2 via Alpha. Salmon Air Hotel Foxtrot.
He's going to go over here. Are we going to be on his way? I don't think so. Okay, so we are here, parking brakes, don't need that anymore, and we are going to do the run-up. So how do we do this? In the Aerostar, we, first things first, we go to 1500 RPM and take a good look at the instruments, so to see if everything is on the green. Fuel flow is fine, gyro fine, and left engine oil temp is fine, fuel pressure, oil pressure, same thing on the right, hydraulic pressure. We also test the alternators. And how do we do that? We set this left alternator, we turn off the right alternator for a bit. See this, change the amps and check the volts. Alternator back on. Repeat for this, turn off the left alternator. Everything's fine. Alternator back on, back to the main bus. Everything's fine. Now we do a little, what's the name again? We cycle the props at 2100 RPMs. It does take a while for the props to kind of feather in the Aerostar, which is curious. We do it 3 times or 2, it doesn't really matter. Check for the fuel flow decreasing, oil pressure decreasing. Everything looks fine. And now we check both sets of magnetos. So we go to left, it will decrease RPM just a little bit. Back to both. Same thing for right magneto, right engine, back to both. And same thing for the left engine. This, everything looks fine. If there wasn't a change or the change was too high, that would indicate problems with the magnetos, and now we can go back to idle. Start checking other things. Controls, if they're free and correct. Fine. Door is locked. Elevator trim is up. Do it a little bit more. Rudder trim neutral. Set flaps to about 10 degrees. Turn on both fuel pumps. Props full forward. We don't need pitot heat. It's kind of warm. And we turn on the strobe lights and the landing lights. Full mixture. And we are set. We can talk to tower again. Tower CCI 27 at runway 27, ready for departure.
Charlie Echo Charlie India 27, backtrack runway 27. Call when ready for departure.
Backtrack runway 27, call when ready, CCI 27. Runway 27, is this one to the left, just to make sure we don't go. This has happened before, I turned into the wrong runway, so now I always check. So release the parking brake. We don't even need to add much power. I like to taxi at about kind of exactly 1000 RPM. It is foggy in Dushanbe, but less so than when I landed, so at least to see something. Basically no wind, which is nice. The Aerostar just, like most GA, can rotate really easily. So we are already pointing at the right direction with the heading bug. We can turn the stopwatch and go to 15 degrees here, 15 miles here, and we can request permission. Tower CCI 27 at runway 27, ready for takeoff.
Charlie Echo Charlie India 27, Dushanbe Tower, runway 27, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 27, CCI 27. Okay, turn on the stopwatch. Full throttle, release brakes, and here we go. We want to rotate at 85 knots. It does take a little run up, but it takes off rather easily. Tap the brakes for a bit, gear up, flaps up. We need to kind of climb and follow the SID. Again, it's
Charlie Echo Charlie India 27. Contact Dushanbe departure 127.1.
127.1 CCI 27. Now we can reduce props a little bit. Turn off fuel pumps. And here we are. Radar CCI 27, 4,500 feet.
Charlie Echo Charlie India 27, Dushanbe departure, identified, climb to 10,000 feet.
Climb to 10,000 feet, CCI 27. Now I will synchronize our climb rate to the autopilot, which is a special feature the Aerostar has. See how the flight director changed, and I'll turn on autopilot so it follows heading mode and keep us climbing at the same rate. 5,000 feet, I lean the engines a little bit. And here we are, safely up. We can turn off landing lights, turn on the heating, turn on pitot heat. Heating is a bit complex, but these levers control the cabin temperature. And now going back to our procedures, once we turn left at about 104 towards Tuvan. So that's what we'll be doing. Tajikistan is very pretty between the mountains, and yeah. So this is how I usually do climb. I keep full throttle and about 2400 RPMs, and this climbs usually very well. We're already at I think the optimum.
Charlie Echo Charlie India 27, contact Dushanbe radar 133.1.
133.1 CCI 27. Radar CCI 27, 7,500 feet, climbing to 10,000 feet.
Charlie Echo Charlie India 27, Dushanbe radar identified, continue climb to 10,000 feet, QNH 1020.
Climb to 10,000 feet, QNH 1020, CCI 27. So we're almost here, and then we'll turn left to, what was that again? 104. Right now. And it climbs really well, and it's just a joy to fly the Aerostar. Here is where we will rejoin the flight plan over here. And we are almost at 10,000 feet. So once we do get close to it, I hit the pitch sync button once again, which means even an autopilot, I control the pitch. So I level. To level us, right, like so. Release the button, and then I engage altitude hold, and we are here. I can now switch to cruise settings, so 2100 RPM. This is fine for throttle. We wait until the engine stabilizes a little bit, and then I'll lean the engine. I'll show you how I do it. Speed's picking up. This is a very fast bird, as I'm sure you're aware. So we're turning back over Dushanbe.
Dushanbe radar, Sverdlovsk Air 2427, descending via Sopno 1 November, flight level 314.
Sverdlovsk Air 2427, Dushanbe radar identified.
I'll just use a direct 2 here, so we can switch to GPS steering. It's a little cheaty, but honestly we're fine. Tajikistan has VORs, but I don't know why. They just, only the DME works. The VOR itself never does. Let's link the engine. We can use the computer to do that. We just press this button and it's going to lean us rich of peak. So now we have EGT and we start leaning the engine, both engines at the same time, slowly. And as you can see, EGT is rising and rising and rising. And rising until it doesn't rise anymore, and then tells us peak EGT. For the left, the right isn't there yet, peak EGT on the right. And since we want to go a little rich of peak, now we enrich the mixture. And this EGT, what says in the EGT is the difference between peak EGT and where we actually are. So for leaning reach, we want to be at about 50 degrees reach. So we're 15 reach on the right, now on the left. So we just enrich it just a little bit more. This is enough, really. See, both engines are different, so that's the A2A stuff. Both engines, all the cylinder simulations are independent of each other, so yeah. So we are configured for cruise at different fuel flows. And anyway, so we're almost at Tuvan, and then we'll head to Bokhtar. So I don't need to worry because autopilot's going to take care of it. So it's going to turn. To Bokhtar. Should be 171. It's not going to turn to... Oh no. Ah, cool. Because it's still the... Okay. Anyway, let us check the frequencies for our destination in Beyond ATC. We click here. There is an ITIS, which is 292. Is it the same? I think it's the same. Tower is 122.2. And there is no approach. So let's get those frequencies going so we save some time. Let's hear the 80s, things are so close.
35. Transition level 1, 0, 0. Advise on initial contact, you have information Lima. Korgontepe Airport information Lima. 1001 Zulu, wind calm, mist. Few clouds at 6,600, temperature 16, dew point -04. QNH 1019er. Sky condition clear. Landing and departing runway 35. Transition level 1, 0, 0.
Runway 35. This changes to 109. You can actually tell ATC. Radar CCI 27 ready to descend.
Charlie Echo Charlie India 27, Octab 1 Alpha, runway 35, descend to 4,900 feet, QNH 1019.
Octab 1 Alpha, runway 35, descend to 4,900 feet, QNH 1019, CCI 27.
Charlie Echo Charlie India 27, QNH 1019, expect radar vectors for RNAV runway 35.
Expect vectors for RNAV runway 35, CCI 27.
Negative, QNH 1019.
QNH 1019 CCI 27.
Negative, QNH 1019.
QNH 1019. So we're already descending.
Dushanbe radar, Uzbek 3210, flight level 390.
Uzbek 3210, Dushanbe radar contact. Uzbek 3210, contact Kokand radar 132.1.
Contact Kokand radar 132.1, Uzbek 3210.
Okay, now I got the information. We are descending to 4,000 or so feet, 900. We can actually turn off this because we're about to be on.
Charlie Echo Charlie India 27, leave Eastman heading 165, expect radar vectors for Arnav runway 35.
Leave Eastman heading 165, expect vectors for RNAV runway 35, CCH7.
Charlie Echo Charlie India 27, turn left, heading 165, vectors for the approach.
Turn left, heading 165, CCH27.
Charlie Echo Charlie India 27, descend to 7,000 feet, QNH 1019er.
Descend to 7,000 feet, QNH 1019er, CCH27.
Negative, QNH 1019er.
QNH 1019. Beyond ATC still gets a lot of trouble with numbers sometimes, especially if you have some kind of accent, as I do. Anyway, we're already in the RNAV mode, descending, going quite fast, as the Aerostar likes to do. We'll be approaching from the other side, that's the thing, so yeah, we'll probably get over here to Runav and wherever. And again, it's foggy, it's misty. I don't know what's the issue, if it's actually like that all the time. We're close to the mountains, look how pretty they are. In this area, but this fog is always causing issues, so let's slow the plane down. So don't want to go that fast, almost at 7,000. And again, same thing as I did as I was climbing, I can just press and hold the pitch sync button. Level us. Release. Go back to altitude hold. This should slow us down. We get some external views. Can't see much. Our final approach fix is 346, which is pretty much the opposite way. The runway 35 is right next to us. So Bokhtar, the city, is the third largest city in Tajikistan. I couldn't find much about its history. All I know is that something that's very common throughout Tajikistan, since it's a very poor country. Much of its economy depends on foreign remittances, that people emigrate, in Tajikistan's case, usually to Russia. They work in Russia and then they send money back home. So the population of places like Bokhtar fluctuates a lot depending on the periods as people emigrate and come back, and then they emigrate again.
Sverdlovsk Air 2427, contact Dushanbe, approach 127.1.
Contact Dushanbe approach 127.1, Sverdlovsk Air 2427.
So we'll probably just do a 180 turn here. Get fuel pumps and landing lights going again. That's a very common thing in Tajikistan. Again, a very poor country. It was already the poorest Soviet republic, and it's still one of the poorest countries in this area. We're actually close to the border with Afghanistan. It's a bit to the south. If we kept going this way, we would be in Afghanistan in about 10 minutes or so, but we're not. We're already at flap speed, but I don't. Once I start turning, I'll deploy flaps. It probably wants us to go to Senfu over here, maybe, and then descend. This area is a bit lower and more arid. The climate's hotter.
Charlie Echo Charlie India 27, descend to 6,000 feet.
Descend to 6,000 feet, CCI 7. Temperature is 6 degrees, so we still need B2 heat. Lights are fine.
Charlie Echo Charlie India 27, turn right, heading 215.
Turn right, heading 215, CCI 7. Now we get flaps. To slow us down a little. Oh, I was a bit too fast, I didn't notice it because of descending, but I don't think it's too serious.
Charlie Echo, Charlie India 27, 3 miles from Osdon, turn right, heading 315, maintain 4,900 feet until established on the final approach course, cleared Arnav runway 35.
Maintain 4,900 feet until established on final. Clear RNAV runway 35, CCI 27. Oh, here we go.
Negative, turn right, heading 315 and maintain 4,900 feet.
Turn right, heading 315 and maintain 4,900 feet, CCI 27.
Negative, maintain 4,900 feet.
Maintain 4,900 feet, CCH7. Sorry, it's usually not that bad to be honest, but of course the day I decide to record a full flight it starts nagging me about the numbers. Anyway, let's maintain 4,900 feet, shall we? Speed is going down. We are almost aligned. We need to descend to 2,700 and so. Radar CCI-27 established on final.
Charlie Echo, Charlie India 27, affirmative.
Now we descend.
Charlie Echo, Charlie India 27, contact Bokhtar Tower 122.2.
122.2 CCI-27. Tower CCI-27 on final, runway 35.
Charlie Echo Charlie India 27, Bokhtar Tower, runway 35, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 35, CCI-27. Bit of a steep descent to the glide slope. Full mixtures. To hit 2,900, I'll level off and get gear going. I'm actually not sure about approach mode on our nav. It should work, but we'll see. Yeah, there's no glide slope for this. So let's get gear. And descend. Airport's about 1,500 feet. What is the minimums? Because 1772. Because, you know, can't quite see the runway. Oh, it's very close, actually. Wait, what? No. Oh, no, sorry. This is the... Although it is close. It's here, yeah. Okay. So this is Bokhtar. And here we go. It's no glide slope, but we're descending. I'm actually still using autopilot. Send a little bit faster, honestly. Screw this. Let's go full flaps. Props. Because this is a bit hurried. We'll just... There's no wind, which helps. Little river right in front of the runway. Speed is fine.
Charlie, Echo Charlie India 27, exit left at Alpha.
Exit left at Alpha, CCI27. What's up? Is there Alpha? Where is Alpha? Or have I missed Alpha already? Anyway, we'll go back the other way. Yeah, a bit complicated in the end there, but we made it to Bokhtar, Tajikistan. Again, shame about the fog and the mist. Oh, here is Alpha, so we're not too bad. There's no ground frequency. Just stop a little bit, get rid of strobes, and talk to tower. Tower CCI27, taxi to ramp 11.
Charlie Echo Charlie India 27, welcome to Kurgontepe Airport, ramp 11 taxi via Alpha.
Taxi to ramp 11 via Alpha CCI27. We have to get back to the airport. Don't need P2 heat anymore. This was a short flight, only 32 minutes. I hope you enjoyed it. Next time we'll go, I think, for a final flight in Tajikistan before heading to Pakistan. Should be a normal landing video. Beyond ATC is going to help us with taxiing, I believe. So I hope you enjoyed this full video, despite my lack of wits at some points, but still, it's fine. And the Aerostar again, fantastic plane. Simulation is so involved. As you see, we were doing things pretty much non-stop throughout the flight, so if you're looking for a good GA experience, I can't think of anything better, really. Again, the only downside is that it doesn't fly very high, and it can't fly in icing conditions, but again, it's something that shouldn't really bother if you're looking for good GA. Where is ramp 11? Of course, it's the last ramp, right? It always gives us the last ramp. No markings whatsoever on this airport. Again, it's the default one. Maybe here-ish? Seriously, it's the last one. It's literally the last one. Okay, there it is. I'll park next to those guys there. So welcome to ramp 11, such as it is. Okay, thank you Beyond ATC, you can go now. And we can turn off the plane and end this flight. Lights. Autopilot can go off. Pump can go off. A few pumps, I forgot. Wait, what? No. Yeah, they can go off. Transponder, DME, and avionics can go off. Headphones can go off. Alternators, battery. Engine to idle. Blissful silence. Turn off magnetos. Turn off fuel pumps, fuel tanks. And that's it. Very easy to turn this plane off. We can open the door. And yeah, I'll be lazy and just use the tablet for the stuff. And here we are at Bokhtar, Tajikistan, after a full flight in the A2A Aerostar. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.